What up, everyone? Good morning. Well, it's morning where I'm at. It's about 8:18. 8:18. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? I wanted to just talk about some stuff, man, some life stuff. How's everyone doing? I know I smoke cigs. I know it's bad. I know. Don't even want to hear it. But I guess I'll wait a little bit longer. Let some more people come in. What's up, Australia? Hi, Emily. How you doing? Hi, Australia. Yeah, I will answer some questions. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? I wanted to talk to people today about, confidence. A lot of people, I feel like, are just trying to find validation in a lot of weird ways. It's not my place to judge ever. But, what I want to say to everyone right now is like, there's a lot of things in this world that can be taken from you. And, that can be, a car, that could be your career, that could be, money, jewelry, friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, all that. But I notice a lot of people ask me, how am I so peaceful? How am I so confident? And I don't say that in a narcissistic way. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm the shit, or oh, I'm this. It's a subtle confidence, and I just thought I'd share just some of my perspectives. For me, I was really, as everyone knows, I had a different type of, I wouldn't say it was different. A lot of people have gone through what I've gone through, so I won't even say that. People have gone through worse. But, I had I was damaged growing up. And, when you're damaged and you're used to chaos, for me, I grew up in chaos, so a lot of my life, that's what was normal for me. And, I just want to encourage people to, this week, to really start looking hard at yourself in the mirror and start thinking about, where do I place my ego? Where do I place that? Why do I do that? Why do I need the validation from this person? Why do I need the likes for this person? Why do I have to change myself in order to be accepted by people? And one of the best things that's brought me peace, to make me love myself truly from the inside, which is what's important, is by letting go of what people think about you. Like, truly, like, one of my favorite things that I've been saying lately is I truly do not care what anybody thinks about me, but I care about how people feel. And, I just noticed that there's so much hate, there's a lot of hatred. The Nipsey Hussle situation, stirred my brain up. It's crazy. Like, you have this person who, came out from being, in the most dangerous type of situation to being so hard, so tough. You see a lot of people that whether you're a rapper or an actor or a musician, an artist, any type of person, and you see that sadness in them, you see that hardness in them, you see that, I don't know when we all of a sudden thought like angry and depressed is sexy. I'm not saying that it's not cool, and I'm not saying to not feel, I'm not saying to be like Mr. Happy all the time, but it's like we've adopted this lifestyle to be, it's like cool to be unhappy. I don't understand it. and so, I just want to encourage people to be themselves, because when you build qualities within yourself, no one can take that away from you. Like, when you really work on being like, you know what, even though this person has said terrible things about me, even though this person's gone out of their way to make my life not as better, or like, if they're just hating, whether it's because you have glasses, or whether it's because you have a different type of smile, or whether it's because you have a different skin color, or whether because you were blessed, maybe your family is really wealthy and people don't like the fact that you have money. Like, all of that is them not loving themselves, because someone who loves themselves truly they're not worried about other people. They're happy for other people. And I think, like, in these times, like, we really need to start coming together more. And we're getting a lot better, but I'm just noticing that, there's just a lot of jealousy going on. And I just want to remind everyone there is enough slices of cake for everyone. And when that cake runs out, guess what? We have people baking more cakes. And I just want to encourage, my fellow peers, my entertainers, my fans, that we need to just be more supportive of each other. I'll say that again. I want to encourage, like, everyone to just be more supportive of each other. And different people are meant to do different things. People who have ADD, people might say, like, oh, you're all over the place, but if you learn how to use the way that, from what I believe, God, or if you want to talk about the universe, or if just the science of the way that your brain is wired, like, everyone has a specific purpose. Like, everyone has a specific purpose. Everyone has different things that they're good at. And just because people online look like they're happy, that's what people, Instagram and social media, like, that's what people want you to believe about them and perceive them as, whether it's that they have money, or that they're happy, or this or that. And so if you're bipolar, use it. If you have the highs and you have the lows, put it into art. Take your broken heart and turn it into art. If you have OCD and you know where things are supposed to be, use that. Not everyone's meant to do, everything. And so I encourage people, this is bringing it back to working from the inside out. Like, what do you like? Everyone in this world likes to feel needed. Like, right now, it makes me feel good to talk to you guys right now, and seeing the comments and seeing that I'm helping people, that I'm relating to people, that I'm being honest, and I'm encouraging other people to walk a path that's helped me. That helps me feel needed. Why am I good at that? Because I've been the underdog. I always will consider myself an underdog, and so I just want to, remind people that, like Lady Gaga says, like, baby, you were born this way, and man, you are so beautiful. Like, people are so beautiful, and they just don't even see it. And it's like, when I started to love myself, I started to love other people even more. I saw the beauty in them. And this whole journey called the human experience, it's meant to be challenging. So instead of, like, walking through life being like, oh, why me? Why me? Why me? Why am I being treated this way? Why am I being picked on? Why am I being bullied? Why are people snickering at me with their books and pointing at me? Why me? I want to encourage people to be like, how about you try me? Try me. And the more that you dive into yourself and you start to evolve and you start to change and you start to be a better person, people are going to be like, wow, that person's not the same anymore. And people talk about, what's the X factor? Wow, that person, when they walk into the room, they just light it up. Well, it's because they love themselves and they know their worth. And they define their worth. The only reason that things become of value in this world is because we, the people, ourselves, decide what is valuable. We are the ones that make things powerful. You are powerful. So, it's just a little reminder. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and I know it's easier said than done, and it's not something that happens overnight. It's actually it's a lifestyle. Loving yourself is a lifestyle, and I encourage people to jump on that train. I smoke cigarettes. I probably have some young fans on here that's not setting the best example for that. But I am who I am, and I love myself, and I know my worth, and I know my heart. So it doesn't matter what people think about me. It doesn't matter if people think like, oh, Cody, you try so hard, you do too much, you're so extra. Or Cody, it seems like you're really kissing up or you're sucking up to people. And it's like, I don't care what you think about me because I know me. And I think a lot of people were judging each other because how can we judge these people when we don't know their pain? We're not inside other people's hearts. So how are we to judge them? We all, at the end of the day, want the same thing. We want to be understood, respected, and loved for who we truly are, not what we do or the face that we have to put on. So I want to, and I didn't have this my first 9 years of growing up, I didn't have that, and I know a lot of other people don't have like a Brenda Rose like I had who adopted me. So I feel called to help people. So I want to open it up, like if anyone just has any life questions, I would love to just answer. Like, I don't want to talk about Teen Wolf, although I love Teen Wolf. I don't really want to talk about my career or anything like that. Like, I want to, like, sincerely, if there's anyone on here that has, I'm not going to call you out, I'm not going to call your question out, but if you hear an answer that resonates with you, then that was meant for you. So, go ahead, ask any types of questions. How do you stay focused when the media projects so much negativity? When the media shows so much negativity, all that's scripted. The media, the stuff you see, everything is scripted. That's not real life. That's a story to them. So I have to realize that, like, wow, like, it's amazing what the media is choosing to talk about. And clearly what I will say is the media is a representation of what we are, the people, are allowing to be valuable. If we stopped looking at the news and stopped paying attention to the negativity, it's like the world right now, it's like if there was 10 problems on a math board and one of them was wrong, but the other 9 were correct, everyone in the classroom would be like, hey, that one problem's wrong. But most people would not say, oh, but there's 9 right. So, you got to be able to stand away from the crowd and do your thing. Ask any questions. Even if you're scared, like, it's okay to be scared. Guess what? There's someone else that's probably going through the same thing, but you can't be scared. If I was scared, I wouldn't be able to help people. And we're all damaged. No one's perfect. I'm damaged. You're damaged. How do you practice self-love? That's a good question. All right, well, first of all, to understand self-love, you have to stop looking like other people's grass is greener than yours. Because, like I said, everyone's damaged in different ways. Some people might feel like they have to look a certain way. Some people might feel like they have to have the certain car. Some people might think that they have to have a certain musical ability to be likable. And once you understand that everybody's insecure, I'll say it again, everyone is insecure in some way. And some people are better at hiding it than others. Some people are better at putting on smiles or masking it with cockiness or masking it with money. But once you realize that everyone's like that, it makes you put more grace on yourself. So once you understand that we're all in this human experience and that we're all trying to be the best versions of ourselves, the pressure gets taken off. And so then you start working on qualities that most people don't have. A lot of people aren't loyal these days. A lot of people don't help their mothers and fathers as much as they should. They spend more time helping friends and friends and people outside of their love circle to get the validation more than the people who are right in front of them and that actually love them, whether it's your sister, your brother, your mother, all these people, your dog, your animals. And that's an amazing quality. Learning not to be jealous, knowing that I'm not meant to do everything, but I'm meant to do what I am good at. And what I am good at is just as important as every job. It's like on an acting set. If we didn't have the crafty people, we'd go hungry. If we didn't have a director, we wouldn't know as actors what to do. In a restaurant, you need a chef, you need a waiter, you need a hostess, you need a manager, you need barbacks. Everyone is needed in society. That's why the earth is so important. If something goes missing in our ecosystem, it messes up the balance. So knowing that your role is just as important as everyone else's role, even when they don't give you the validation or even if they look down on you, you have to love yourself enough and know that your role in this world is just as important. How do you feel good about yourself and you're constantly being told by family that you're not good enough, even if you know you do everything you can? That's a great question. Here's the thing. Everyone's always going to have expectations of you. And, some people, and it's funny, even your family, it'll never be good enough. I call this the never good enough people. I want to sip some coffee real quick. It's early. I'm gonna sit down. I call those people the never good enough people. And it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how hard you try, how perfect you do it. It'll never be enough for them. And so you have to take that in and realize that if someone like yourself is busting their ass to try to make someone happy, to bring more peace and love into their life, to bring more joy into their life, and they're not recognizing the value, but they're stuck on the picture in their head of how you should be or how what you're doing should be. It's like it's them. And so if they're doing that to you, imagine how they're doing it to themselves. And so those people, you just got to love them even more and not take their validation so serious. Because if you do, you'll always be left disappointed. Always. So as long as you know you're trying your best, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Because what else do you want? We were designed to be imperfect. Do you think you should help your parents more than your friends? Absolutely. And you know, I think it's just about being honest with yourself on who's really there for you. Some people have really bad parents. Someone asked the question, should you help your parents more than your friends? And it's like, you know, that can be a loaded question. Sometimes people don't have the best parents. Sometimes their parents are damaged, which is why they come out damaged and hurt. So I think it's more about recognizing the people that are really there for you, the people that allow you to just be you and don't expect anything from you. So that's what I would say. How did or do I deal with the trauma of my childhood? What I did is I just realized, like, for me, I believe in God. That's just me, you know. I believe in, like, the universe. I like astrology. I like God. I like Jesus. I love a lot of things. But you can look at it two ways. One, you can think, all right, well, God blessed me with these tragedies, and I know that I'm meant to turn them into blessings to inspire other people. At the end of the day, here's what I do know, is that one only certain thing is that death will happen. And so you can either choose to use your pain and gain from it, or you can allow it to always be your excuse as to why you're unhappy. Because guess what? That situation that's happened to you in anything in life, it will never go away. What your parents did to you will never go away. The girlfriend that cheated on you, that'll never go away. The boyfriend that cheated on you, that'll never go away. The person that screwed you out of a business deal, that will never go away. But for how long are you going to hold that stone? And in that stone, when you're holding it, is your anger. And your anger is heating up that stone, and it's only burning you. So how long are you going to hold on to that stone before dropping it? So that's what I would say. Anxiety hits when I sleep. Yeah, anxiety is real. You know, but it also can be a blessing. People who have anxiety, their minds race a lot more. You know, your mind overthinks while some people underthinks. And so I encourage people to use that. I was saying that earlier. If you have ADD, if you have anxiety, like, use it. You know what I mean? What is my message to the world? Love yourself so much. Fall in love with yourself. And when I say fall in love with yourself, I'm not saying, like, people think it's like, oh, I'm just going to fall in love with myself, my blue eyes or my brown hair or this or that. What I mean by that is take the time to discover who you are. I was talking about everyone has a value in this world, and everyone has a different place, and understanding your role, that we wouldn't be able to have this world without the part that you play, whether you are you know, an older brother to a little sister, an older sister to a little brother, whether you are a bar back to a bar. Like, we need you. Everyone needs you. And without you, we ruin the ecosystem and the balance of this world. How do I stay happy? I stopped focusing on other people, and I focused on myself. I started to stop comparing myself to other people. You know, I'm in an industry where, you know, there's a lot of people that look like me. There's people that are more talented than me, less talented, this or that. And I think that when you're busy working on qualities in yourself where people don't really do that nowadays, it builds a confidence within yourself that no one can take away. You know? And that's the whole thing. You know, at the end of the day, you're not going to die with your jewelry. You're not going to die with your car. You're going to die with your mark on this world. I'll answer 3 more questions, and then I'm going to go inside because it's really cold. Why do I smoke? Bad habit. I have an anxiety too. Do I think being sensitive is a defect or a quality, or a good quality? There is no good or bad in this world. There's only how you choose to spin it. I'm really sensitive, but I realize that my sensitivity allows me to feel more than most and explain things more than most. It's why I'm able to act the way that I do. It's the way that I'm, like when I'm doing scenes, I know I can bring really sincere, depthful heart to my stuff. So I think being sensitive is amazing. I think if you're not sensitive, it's amazing. You know, there's some times where like my sensitivity isn't meant for a job, that my heart can get in the way of things. So that job is not meant for me. And I know that. I would leave that job to somebody else, because we need that person for that thing. Two more questions. How can I say to my parents, hey, I'm struggling with depression, can you see I'm dying? That's a deep question. You know, provided you have the right parents, at the end of the day, whether they do what's necessary for you, whether they know how to do it for you, I think just being honest with yourself, like, and talk to them, be like, I don't know why I feel the way that I do. I don't know why I get sad. But you tell them, be like, I deserve happiness and I don't know how to do it. I would ask your parents, you know, were you sad like this at my age? Because the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, people. You know what I mean? So I would just be honest with your parents and your loved ones and say, yeah, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I don't know how to get out of this. Being open and honest. Everyone thinks that we're just meant to know everything. We expect our parents to know everything, like they are just, you know, like superhumans that just know it all. You know, every year they're learning something new about themselves as well. And so they don't have the answers either. They're winging it just like you. So that's what I would say. I'll do one more question, then I gotta go. Ugh. I have the same bad dream for months, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Well, there's 2 different ways. Some people will say it's like a spiritual message. You're definitely not going to die. I don't think it's that. So I think that there's something, you know, when you consistently have a dream, you know, your brain, just because you're sleeping doesn't mean it stops working. And our bodies are constantly healing. You know, when we get a cut, it's that cut while we're putting Neosporin and whatever on it, it's healing in the day, and guess what? When you go to sleep, it's healing. So nightmares is another way of your brain processing something that you may not know how to process on your conscious mind. So there's something going on in your life that you don't know how to get past, and your body's literally trying to heal yourself and help you process it in your sleep. So what I would do is, if you're having a lot of bad dreams all the time, I would take a look at your life, and anything that's a trigger for sadness, whether it's a person, if you have a toxic relationship with someone, if you have a toxic relationship with music, that you're always listening to sad music. Well, if you're listening to sad music all the time, you're probably going to be sad. That's affecting your psyche. If a job didn't go through that you really wanted, and you're not allowing yourself to process that, and if you're not acknowledging the hurt, if you're just stuffing your pain under a rug and pretending it's not there, your body has to process it. Your heart has to process it. You have to process it some way. So if you're constantly having bad dreams, there's something going on in your life that you need to acknowledge that you're not. So that's all I'll say, everyone. Good morning, good night, depending on where you're at. Good afternoon. I love you. If you like this post, if you think it'll resonate with someone that needs to hear it, please send the video. I'm not doing it for a likes or anything like that. I just try to spread some love wherever I can. So yeah, I love you guys, and that's it. I really do. And I just want to say to my fans that I love you guys so much, and I'm waiting on some projects that I'm really hoping go through. And I do have some really cool stuff coming up. I just want to make you guys proud. I want to create the best content to entertain you guys. I'm an entertainer as well. And I pray to God that I get, that I continue to get a bigger platform to just spread these messages, because there's a lot of people hurting out there, and it makes me sad. It makes me really sad that there's so many people hurting, and if I can help people, I'm not going to be an influencer that's just showing off my jawline all the time and throwing money at the camera. I really want to help people. I sincerely really want to help people, because I got the help, and I just want to send it back down. So I hope that I'm blessed with that stuff to be able to continue to do that. So I love you guys so much, and God bless. Later, guys. Much love.